Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Know Me Monday. Know Me Monday is a series of videos that I have decided to put out there in the channel sphere so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And this week's topic that I am talking about, because I am a romance channel, adult romance channel, and that, I decided to expound on angsty romances. So let's define angsty. Angsty is that whole push and pull. I need you, I love you, I hate you, I want to kill you. I mean, so much unresolved between the couple in the book gives it that angst, that thing that pulls your heartstrings and just won't let you go. So here is a huge list, if you are an angst lover like I am, of books that you might be interested in that I have read. Thoughtless by S.C. Stevens. Thoughtless, effortless, and reckless. So you have Kira and Kahlen, and Kira comes off as a super naive chick pretty much to me throughout this entire book, but it is one of the series that I first was introduced into like 4 years ago when I started reading, and I could feel the push and the pull between her and Kahlen, and it really kind of drove me to want to continue the series. This series is a love-hate series for a lot of people. Some people can't deal with the immaturity of Kira and some of the other aspects that are in the book. However, I really enjoyed it, and as I said, it was back in the day. I don't know how I would feel if I was to read it now that I've read so many other books, but back then I really enjoyed it. The Avoiding series by K.A. Linde. Avoiding commitment, avoiding responsibility, and avoiding temptation. In this series, you have Jack and Lexi, who have been sort of off and on, anywhere from sex buddies all the way up to possibly a relationship, to breaking up, to dating other people. Lots of different aspects to their relationship. First and foremost, they were friends. I believe they were friends, or secret friends, or something like that. But this series will just have you on your edge. Once again, this is a book that, or a series that I picked up when I was first starting reading, and it really tore me up on the inside and made me want to like throw my Kindle at times because their actions were just absolutely crazy. But you can feel the push and the pull throughout the entire story. I absolutely loved it. I could probably go back and read it and still feel all of the angst and craziness and find more that was in the book than I did before. Next, you have Tristan and Danica by R.K. Lilley. That's Bad Things, Rock Bottom, Love Trigger, and those stories follow Danica and Tristan, who you meet in the Up in the Air or Up in Flight, the In Flight series by R.K. Lilley. They're introduced in that one, but this is their own series of trials, tribulations, and I do remember quite vividly that Danica goes through some serious things, and so does Tristan. They pulled my heart. I think I cried. I think I had a book hangover for this series. I really do. And it was just so touching. They have recently got a book cover facelift, so those might be the covers that you see versus the old covers. But regardless, both covers are pretty awesome. I have a set of the old covers, which means I now need to get the new covers. Next is Raw by Bella Aurora, who has Lexi and Twitch. Whew. This one is labeled by the author as not being a love story, but I completely think it's a love story. It's filled with all of those push and pull things that I was just like, ooh, yes, why, no, oh. And there is actually a second book out that I need to get a hold of because I don't know why. I think I own it. I think I own the second book, which is called Dirty. And I think I already own it, but I haven't read it yet. I need to get up on that because I need to know if there's more to their story or if it was left the way it was. This Man series by Jodi Ellen Malpas. And I'm sorry, Jodi, if I said your name wrong. Sorry about that. That's this man beneath this man, and this man confesses. And this story follows Ava and Jesse. Ugh, he is so alpha male. So alpha male. I read this series during a time where I was devouring everything billionaire, common sort of girl. And the two of them, she starts off in very naive, but at the same time, she sort of knows what she wants, and he definitely knows, and he's like, you're gonna do it, I'm gonna make you do it, and it's gonna be my way. There are aspects of BDSM in this series, so know that. Parts of it is a little dark, and there are some twists and turns, but full of angst, and wanting to throw my Kindle quite a few times during that series. The Remembrance Trilogy by Kahlen Aymes, and that is the future of our past. Don't forget to remember me. A love like this, where you have Julia and Ryan, who are friends, then they are college sort of sweethearts, or finally figure out that they're supposed to be matched together, but then something happens and their worlds are completely torn apart. I cried a lot during this series. Oh my goodness. Tore my heart out. Oh, yes. Black Lies by Alessandra Torre. So this book is a standalone. It's dark, it's angsty, it's crazy. It just will have your mind blown. So I'm not even going to tell you anything more than that. But it's romance, or at least I categorize it as romance, because my scale of romance is huge. The next is Altered State, another one where I'm not really going to tell you what's going on with it, by Dominguez. Oh my gosh. This book had me on a ride. We'll just leave it at that. But it's such a good ride. So good. So good. Then we have Flow and Grip by Kennedy Ryan. I just recently finished this book and loved every single moment of angst in it. It is a love story that evolves over 8 years. Yes, 8 years. And in Flow they meet, in Grip they might come back together, but there's so much push and pull, and there are so many other social issues that go along with this book that are just so crazy, and I devoured it. It's super long, especially if you get the Flow and Grip books together. It seems like you're reading forever, but it's such a good read. Such a good read. Such good material, and a beautiful story. It has highs, it has lows. It's going to have you wanting to like reach in your book if you do physical copies, or reach in your Kindle, tossing it around because things that happen. And I loved it. Harley and Rose by Carmen. This book came out of nowhere for me. You have Harley and Rose, who are your main two characters. Rose goes to Harley's wedding as his sort of best man, and then things happen from there. That's where you start. Things happen from there. They have been friends for all their lives, and it's just tore my heart up. Completely tore my heart apart. But I loved every minute of it. Deep Blue Eternity by Natasha Boyd. This book. I can't even really talk about it, but it is so amazing and pivotal and emotional. I just don't even know how to tell you that this book is emotionally draining, but in the best way possible. Then you have the Infinity series by Lane Harper, and that's 4 books, which is Falling into Infinity, From Now Until Infinity, Finding Infinity, and Infinity, period. So you have Kahlen and Charlie, who are childhood sweethearts. Then they go their separate ways and quite possibly get back together. All 4 books are about their journey, and it's amazing. I wanted to throw my Kindle quite a few times. Then you have the Consequences series by Aleatha Roman, and Consequences, Truth, Conviction, Revealed, the Missing Years, Beyond the Consequences is the epic, amazing, psychological, mysterious, thriller, romantic journey of Claire and Tony Rollins. Oh, these two. You're going to love Claire. You're going to hate Claire. You're going to love Tony. You're going to hate Tony. So many other characters in there. You're going to be like, I love him. I hate him. I love him. I hate him. Just absolutely an amazing story. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I want to say that this was like one of the second series that I read when I started reading like 4 years ago. So every single time the book came out, or a book in the series came out, I actually had to wait for it. I couldn't binge. I wasn't to the point in my reading where I would collect the books up and then read them and binge them. So I had to deal with the endings for each one of those books and then wait and wait and wait for Aleatha to give me my next installment. Oh my gosh. I could read that series over and over again. If you watch the channel, if you watch other videos or any of my tag videos, she comes up a lot because she's one of my favorite authors ever. And then finally we have the Truth and Lies series by Katherine Owen. This much is true. The truth about air and water. And Tell Me Something True. This follows the epic love story of Link and Tally. Let's just say book number 3 had me in bed all day with a box of tissues and probably one of my biggest book hangovers ever. Ever. It was crazy. I just don't even know how I got through that. But I did, and I love it. I love it. I could go back and revisit them and probably love on them just a little bit more. But their push and their pull, their trials, their tribulations are just epic. It's about as epic as Tony and Claire. Both of them, the Consequences series and this series, Truth and Lies series, both epic. Epic. So, have you read any of those angsty romances that I just named off? If so, let's talk about it in the comments. What are some of your angsty romances that maybe I didn't name off? Let me know. Maybe I'll check them out. As always, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. There is a form in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week.